Hey, greetings everyone. Lieutenant Colonel Allen West, gubernatorial candidate for the Republican nomination for the state of Texas as its next governor. You know, there's a lot of talk going around about what's the relationship between the active duty military and the National Guard, especially when we see right now that members of the Texas National Guard are being told that they have to get a mandatory shot in the arm. And that what it's being based upon is that the Secretary of Defense, by way of the orders from the President of the United States of America, is telling all the members of the active duty military they have to get a jab in the arm by the 1st of December. And what has recently come down is that there are members here in the Texas National Guard that have received orders that are saying that they have to get the jab in the arm by the 1st of October. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to have a little chalk talk and talk about the relationship of the federal government to the state National Guard and understand, how do we get a National Guard? The National Guard is really what the old folks used to call the militia, and that's where that came about. Every single state in the United States of America has a National Guard. So when you say National Guard, what does that really mean? They work for the state and for their purposes thereof, and that's where they get their missions from. So the first thing to understand is that you got a governor, okay, of your respective states. And each governor then appoints a person called a tag, okay? And what is the tag? The tag is the adjutant general. Now, normally that's a 2-star post. I want you to think of it this way. The adjutant general is the exact same as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. They are the senior uniformed service member in the state's military force. And so this governor appoints the adjutant general, normally a 2-star general, major general, in the respective forces. Now here in Texas, we have what is called the Texas Military Department, TMD, Texas Military Department. Now, the Texas Military Department has 3 different branches in it, okay? So let's go out like this. You have the Texas Army Guard. You have and we're gonna put it in blue because they like the color blue. The Texas Air Guard, oop, I messed that up. Texas Air Guard. And then we'll put this one in green. You have what's called the Texas State Guard. All of these are once again under the auspices, the command and control of the adjutant general, and the adjutant general is supported by the governor. And guess so, therefore, who is the commander in chief of the Texas Military Department? The governor. And so the question we have to ask ourselves is, how is it that all of a sudden members of the Texas Military Department, being the Texas Army Guard, National Guard, the Texas Air Guard, or the Texas State Guard, are being told they have to get a jab in the arm? Unless this person up here, who's the commander in chief, is the one that is saying that it is mandated. Because really and truthfully, outside of this chain of command, the federal government is not involved, unless 2 things. And that's where we come up with Title 10 and Title 32. What are Title 10 and what's Title 32? Those are the means by which you can take these forces down here that are command and controlled by this governor at the state level, and you put them on active duty orders. That has happened many times. As a matter of fact, when I was a commander of an active duty battalion down in Fort Hood, Texas, one of my sub-units in that battalion was a member of the Texas Army National Guard. And they had to come up on Title 10 orders. And the Title 10 orders, the difference is that Title 10 orders come from the President of the U.S., as opposed to Title 32, this is where the governor can put these forces on active duty. Now, once you're on active duty, I mean, if our forces are on Title 10 or Title 32, sure, they come under the command and control of the federal government. But right now, our forces are not under Title 10 or Title 32. So why are they being mandated to take a shot? Unless that order comes from that person right there. So that's what I want you to understand and know. And another thing is that if we have these forces here in the Texas Military Department, which is about 26,000 troops at the disposal of the governor of the state of Texas. Why aren't they down on the border? Texas is pretty unique in that we share a 1,254-mile border with a foreign country. Not just any foreign country, but a destabilized nation where, truthfully, the cartels really are running the operations down in Mexico. So why aren't we using these assets that we have that are quite capable, very well resourced, very well equipped? But that's our Chalk Talk for today. To understand the relationship here in our Texas Military Department falls under the immediate command and control of the Adjutant General appointed by the governor here in the state of Texas, and the only way that they can be put on active duty orders through Title 10, which comes from the POTUS, or Title 32, which would come from the governor. And right now, our forces are not under that, so why aren't we utilizing them? And why are we mandating them to get a jab in the arm? God bless you all. See you next time.